Hey guys, Miata Man here again. Today I am gonna check something that you guys probably haven't checked in a really long time, or most of you never have checked. And it's something that's quite important to you if you're gonna be driving anywhere. So today we're talking about tire pressure. And specifically, we're talking about spare tire pressure because nobody ever thinks to check it. Whether it's a Miata or any other car, it's pretty rare that anybody ever has a look and checks, especially when the spare tire is hidden underneath all of this stuff like it is on a second gen Miata. There we go. So there it is right there, hiding underneath all of that stuff. So what we want to do is undo this. Now, the other thing I want to mention is not all gauges are the same either. So I've got two different tire gauges here that we're going to try. So we've got this one here, which I quite like. I think that's a very good quality gauge. We've got this cheaper one here, and we've even got another gauge on the compressor that we're going to be using to fill this up. So let's see where we are here. So this one gives us a reading of about 36 psi, and this one here, now this one doesn't hold the pressure afterwards, so we're gonna have to try to get that on straight. There we go. Oh, it does actually. So about 35 psi on this one. Okay, so make sure if you do have a gauge, make sure it's a good gauge that gives you an accurate reading before you pump things up. Now, usually on these spare tires, it's 60 psi. It'll actually tell you right here, inflate to 420 kPa or 60 psi, which is what we're used to referring to it as here in North America. So right now we are at less than 40, 35, and 38 respectively there. So we're gonna fill that up to 60 psi, and then we should be good for any potential roadside emergencies. If we have a flat tire, we've got enough air on hand, because quite often you get a flat tire, you put the spare tire on, and guess what? It's flat too, because nobody's checked it in 20 years. So let's get our compressor out here. We're gonna see just exactly what this pressure is according to this gauge. So we've got three different gauges. This one here tends to read a couple pounds more than any other gauge I have. So I think the actual reading on this is probably, a little bit lower in real life. It's going to be more like this here. That's the more accurate gauge of all three. So let's get this going here. There we go. So we got 60 psi there now. Give or minus, plus or minus a couple of pounds. So there you go, guys. That's how you check your tire pressure on your spare tire on your Mazda MX-5 Miata, or in this case, Unos Roadster. This is a rare white Unos. Here up in Canada, we hardly have any white NB Miatas. This one here is a special one. It's been brought in from Japan. It is right-hand drive. It's got a few really neat differences as well. Yeah, it's an 01. It does not have the door lock button like a regular North American 01 would have for the power locks. Obviously it's got steering wheel on the other side. It also has a lockout for the windows. So if you've got somebody on the passenger side that's messing around with the windows, you can lock them out. You don't see that on North American cars. The other thing that you don't have on this car is, or what you don't have on normal North American cars, you've got this cubby on the Unos, and normally where that cubby is, right where that little cord's hanging down, there would be a lockout for the passenger side airbag. So on the North American cars, you'd have a lockout for the airbag on the passenger side. On this one, you don't. So there's just a couple little differences. I might do another video on this later, give you guys a bit more information on it. But this is a proper Unos from Japan. It's a 2001, and you just really don't see too many of these here. So very cool car, and there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.